Hi all, welcome to this video lecture series. In the last lecture, we just covered the loops. Now in this video lecture, I'm going to demonstrate about the functions. So let's begin with the function. So as in the last program, we have used a function that is a main function. We already discussed that main is the entry point of your program. Your execution starts from here. So now we have two kind of functions in C++. One is user-defined function and others are inbuilt functions, which is specified in a header file. Okay, now in this lecture, we are going to learn that how we are going to develop a user-defined function. Okay, let's see the anatomy of this function. So basically the function consists of a three part. The first is the return type. Look, in a main, we have used the int. So int is a return type and main is the name of your function. And here we are having these parentheses. So now basically we are having a three parts while having a function. So this is a main function which is a mandatory to execute any statement. By default, when you execute this program, the main function is executed by the compiler. So now let's declare our own function. So to declare a function, we are having a three steps. First one is, okay, let's make this thing in a comment as I don't want these statements to execute. So first one is the declaration. First we have to declare a function that this is my function, and the second step is the definition. Now I'm going to define that what this function is going to do. Now last one is calling of a function. So now declaration and definition, these two steps is just a half-baked code. Now whenever you call that function, then exactly that line of code is going to be executed. Now let's implement that thing one by one. Now let's declare a function. Okay, to declare a function, I need the same format which we have learned in the int. First one is a return type. So now in a C, function and procedures are treated as same thing. But actually, if I'm taking that thing in a broader perspective, the function and procedure are different. A function always return a value, whereas the procedure may or may not return a value. But here in a C, we are going to use this name interchangeably because there is no difference between these two in a C++. Okay, now let's begin with declaring a function. I'm going to declare my function as void. So void return type means void means nothing. So this function is not going to return me anything. That would be my function name. Let's suppose fn is my function name. And then according to the syntax, I have to put a parenthesis over here. Later on, we are going to discuss that why we use these parentheses. Okay, and how we exploit this parenthesis to explore this concept further. So this is my step one. This is a declaration function. This is also known as prototype. Now I'm going to define a function. Let's remove all these previous statements. Okay, so now this is a declaration, and whenever you want to call a function, your declaration should be beforehand. So now I'm going to define my function. I'm going to just copy this declaration part and I'm going to paste it over here. But look, that is a difference. Here just a declaration. I'm declaring one function with fn name. Now this is going to be define each and every statement which is going to execute when you are going to call this function. So I'm going to take just a simple cout. Here I'm going to write this is stuff inside function. Okay, so now I have completed the two steps. One is a declaration, second is a definition. Now here's come the calling of my function. So let's make these are comments. This is my declaration and this is my definition. Definition consists of my block with all the statements which I want to execute when I'm going to call this function fn. So let's call this function with its name. So now remember, you are not supposed to use any return type when you're going to call the function. Okay, now three steps. I'm going to remove that. Okay, so it's my declaration, definition, and here I'm going to call my function. Now let's execute this function. Okay, now you can see I hadn't wrote any cout inside a main, but here I have a output. Now let's debug this function so that we can understand that how the control flows from one line to the other line. So here I'm going to debug this. Okay, now next line, look here, your program starts from the main. Now immediately I'm calling this function. I'm at line number 8. Now if I'm going to click this button, next line, it's return 0. Okay, wait, let's debug. Okay, let's debug it again. I'm going to compile only. Okay, here debug. Next instruction, it's again return into function. Okay, so here is the mistake. So rather I should debug it into the function. Now you can see that my control is immediately transformed from line number 8 to here where I have defined this function. So actually your control is thrown to the function definition. Now each and every line is going to execute over here. Okay, into the function. Okay, now it's returning the thing. Okay, now you can see here we got a output. So this is how our okay, this is how our function works. In the next lecture, we are going to work with some parameters. Okay, keep tuned and subscribe for my more updates regarding the C++ videos. Thank you.